Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture of Mechanical System Design, in which we are learning about optimum design. In the previous lecture we saw theory of Johnson's method of optimization used in design problems. In this lecture we will see one illustrative example to understand application of Johnson's method of optimization. Let us quickly go through the previous lecture concepts. We had classified various design parameters which we are going to encounter in the problem as functional requirement parameters, material parameters, and geometric parameters. On the basis of their status in the problem, these parameters can be classified as specified parameters, limited parameters, and unspecified and unlimited parameters. We will be formulating several equations while designing. These equations are categorized as primary design equations, in short PDE, which expresses the most significant functional requirement or the most significant undesirable effect in the design. The other two equations are SDE, that is subsidiary design equations, and LE, that is limit equation. Let us go through the flowchart of Johnson's method of optimization. First, we will have to define the objective of this optimum design, which will help us in writing the PDE. Then, based upon the data given in the problem, we have to formulate SDE and LE using the engineering knowledge. We will be having various parameters in all these three equations, and these parameters has to be classified based on their status in the problem. Then SDs are combined with PDE to obtain developed PDEs by eliminating unspecified and unlimited parameters. Limit equations are combined in this developed PDE to obtain final PDE. The observation of final PDE will reveal that there are terms having material properties or specifying material properties. These terms can be clubbed together and it will be called as material parameter group. Now material parameter group will have some relation with the objective function or PDE, and thus we will calculate the value of material parameter group for all the candidate materials available in the problem to define the optimum material. Once the optimum material has been understood and has been found, then the values of other parameters in the design are calculated by using original SDs. Now let us try to understand Johnson's method of optimization by considering one example. The problem statement goes like this: a tensile bar of 400 mm length is subjected to the constant tensile force of 4000 Newton. If the factor of safety is 2, then design the bar with the objective of number 1, minimizing the material cost, and then number 2, minimizing the weight out of the following materials. So three materials, namely plain carbon steel, aluminum alloy, and titanium alloy, are given. Mass density in kg per meter cube, material cost per unit mass in rupees per kg, and yield strength in Newton per mm square of all these three materials is also provided in the problem statement. So there are two problems to be solved. First, we will take up minimizing the material cost as a problem, and then we will solve the second problem, that is minimizing the weight of the material. Now imagine if we don't have the knowledge of Johnson's method of optimization, we will design three different rods made up of three different materials. Consider a rod having length L, having cross section area A, which is subjected to constant tensile force of 4000 Newton. Now we can calculate the area which can resist the failure by the stress consideration. Once the area and length is known, we can calculate volume of this rod, and when volume of this rod is multiplied by the density of the material, we will get mass of that particular bar. When mass of the bar is multiplied by the material cost per unit mass, we will come to know the cost of the bar. This process we have to repeat for all these three material, and then the material having least cost will be the optimum material. It will be chosen as per the design. This is a simple but lengthy and inefficient way of optimizing the design. Therefore, we will have to apply Johnson's method of optimization to find out the optimum material in one go. Before going for understanding Johnson's method of optimization, one may think that just by looking at the column of material cost per unit mass, can we decide the suitable material to minimize the cost. For example, steel has the lowest material cost per unit mass, so will it be the answer straight away? We cannot guess it in this fashion, because although steel is having lowest cost, it has got the highest density. For example, if we have a bar of similar dimensions, then due to the highest density, steel bar will be having highest mass, which may result in overall highest material cost. Thus we cannot guess the answer based on only one parameter, because their interaction is also important. Now let us see the application of Johnson's method of optimization in solving this problem. So first we will minimize the material cost, and in the second attempt we will minimize the weight of the material. First we will write primary design equation PDE. Cost of the material will be cost per unit mass of the material into mass of the bar. Mass of the bar can be given by density of the material into volume of the bar. Thus, mathematically, PDE becomes Cm equal to C rho AL, where Cm is the cost of the material, C is the cost per unit mass of the material, rho is the mass density of material, A is the cross section area, and L is length of the bar. A into L together gives us volume of the bar. Then we will have to write subsidiary design equation. If we observe the PDE, you will realize that Cm is a parameter to be minimized. C, rho and L are known for each material, where A is not known. This A can be calculated from stress consideration, and that is nothing but the subsidiary design equation given by sigma T equal to F upon A, where sigma T is the tensile stress, F is the force applied. If we observe all the parameters which we have considered till now, we can realize that the only parameter which can have some limit onto it will be the stress induced in the material. The stress induced material has to be less than or equal to the allowable stress. Allowable stress can be given by SYT upon NF, where SYT is the yield strength of the material and NF is the factor of safety. Thus we have got all three equations, PDE, SDE and LE. The next step is we have to classify these parameters based on their status in the problem. For that we have to prepare a matrix in which the rows will read like functional requirement parameters, undesirable effect parameters, geometrical parameters and material parameters. The columns are the status of the parameters in the problem, such as specified parameters, limited parameters, unspecified and unlimited parameters. We will see each and every parameter one by one. Let us start with PDE. Cm, it is the cost of material which is undesirable effect, since it is a cost. Now it is not specified and it is not limited. It has to be calculated. Therefore it is unspecified and unlimited. So it will appear in this cell Cm. C is the cost per unit mass of a material, and it is a material property. Thus it will appear over here in material parameter specified. Rho is the mass density. Again it is a material property, so it will occupy the same cell. Area is a geometrical parameter. However, it is also neither specified nor limited, so it will appear in this cell. Lastly, L is the geometrical parameter, so it can be put under specified or limited. In the later stages of problem, you will realize that it doesn't make any difference wherever we put it. In the next equation, sigma t is the stress, which is again undesirable effect, and it is a limited parameter which can be understood from the limit equation. So it will appear in this cell. Force applied is a functional requirement. The bar should have ability to withstand the applied force. So it is a functional requirement. So it will appear in this cell since its value is specified. Similarly, NF is the factor of safety. It will also occupy the same cell. SYT is the yield strength of the material. It is a material property and specified one, so it will appear over here. Thus we have classified all the parameters. Let us go to the next step. Here we have to combine SDE with PDE by eliminating unspecified and unlimited parameters. For ease of understanding, I have written PDE over here and SDE over here. In this equation, area is the unspecified and unlimited parameter. By using SDE, we can write area as F upon sigma t, and we have to substitute it into PDE. So the developed PDE will become Cm equal to C rho Fl upon sigma t. In the next step, we have to combine limit equation with developed PDE. However, limit equation has a range of values starting from 0, which is the lower limit, up to SYT upon NF, which is the highest limit. We have to understand whether we have to put the lowest value of sigma t or highest value of sigma t in the PDE. If we observe developed PDE, cost is inversely proportional to stress. Our objective is to minimize the cost, therefore stress has to be the maximum. So we will set the value of stress to the highest limit of limit equation, which is SYT upon NF. So let us substitute sigma t equal to SYT upon NF in this equation, and we will get final PDE as C sigma FL NF upon SYT. If we observe this equation, C, rho and SYT are the material properties, so they are clubbed together and they will be called as material selection factor. The remaining parameters F, L and NF all are specified, so if we put their values in this equation, we get final PDE as Cm equal to 3200 C rho upon SYT. In the next step, we have to select the material by using material selection factor. So we have to calculate value of material selection factor for all the candidate materials available with us from given properties. By substituting values of rho, C and SYT in material selection factor, we get values for plain carbon steel 0.273 into 10 to the power minus 3, for aluminum alloy as 1.232 into 10 to the power minus 3, and for titanium alloy 6.187 into 10 raised to minus 3. If we observe the relationship of material selection parameter with the cost, it is directly proportional. So in order to minimize the cost, value of material selection parameter has to be minimum. Thus 0.273 into 10 to the power minus 3 is the lowest value, and therefore the material selected for this application in order to minimize the cost is plain carbon steel. Thus we have found the optimum material for given application. Now we have to find other parameters required in design by considering limit equations and SDEs. If you consider SDE and limit equation, we can write F by A equal to SYT upon NF. By putting all the properties of steel, we can get area equal to 20 mm square, from which we get diameter of bar as 5.046 mm. The cost of the bar can be calculated from final PD. We already know C into rho upon SYT is equal to 0.273 into 10 to the power minus 3 from this table. Thus, the cost of the material is 0.8736 rupees. In this way, we have found the optimum material for this design in order to reduce the cost, and that is plain carbon steel. Let us solve the same problem by considering the other objective function, that is to minimize the weight of the component. For this objective function, we have to change primary design equation. Now weight of the material or weight of the component of this bar will be equal to mass of the bar into gravitational acceleration, which is m into g. Mass of the bar can be given as density of material into volume of the bar. Thus, mathematically, PDE can be written as W equal to rho ALG, where W is the weight of the bar, rho is the mass density, A into L is the volume of the bar, in which A is the cross-section area and L is length of the bar respectively, and G is the gravitational acceleration. Again, rho, L and G are the known parameters. A is the unspecified parameter, so its value can be calculated by stress consideration. You can observe that since stress is the most important consideration, the SDE and limit equations will remain same as that of previous case. In the next step, we will classify these parameters based on their status in the problem. You can observe that with respect to previous case, Cm is replaced by weight in this cell, which is undesirable effect parameter and unspecified and unlimited. Rest of the table remains same with one more change, that is small c, that is cost of the material per unit mass, is not there in this problem since it is not required over here. Now we have to combine SDE with PDE. Just like previous problem, I have given PDE over here and SDE over here. We have to combine SDE with PDE by eliminating the unspecified and undesirable parameters. So if we observe the previous table, A is the unspecified and unlimited parameter. W is also unspecified and unlimited parameter, but it is the objective function, so we don't want to eliminate it. So we have to eliminate A. A can be eliminated by putting it as F by sigma T. So the developed PDE becomes W equal to rho FLG upon sigma T. Now we have to combine limit equation in this developed PDE. Again we have to check, since limit equation is based on stress and stress has a range of value with minimum being 0 and maximum being SYT upon NF. Now again we have to understand whether we should set stress to the lowest limit or the highest limit. We have to observe develop PDE for this. Again, weight is inversely proportional to the stress. If we want to minimize the weight, the stress has to be maximized. So we will set stress to the maximum value, that is SYT upon NF. By substituting it in developed PDE, we get final equation as rho FLG NF upon SYT. If you observe this equation, then you will realize rho and SYT are the material properties and they are clubbed together to form material selection factor. The other parameters F, L, G and NF are already specified in the problem statement. If we put their values, we get W equal to 31392 rho upon SYT, and this will be called as final PDE. In order to select the material, we have to calculate the value of material selection factor for all three candidate materials. So for plain carbon steel, we get 19.6 into 10 to the power minus 6. For aluminum alloy, 18.67 into 10 raised to minus 6. And for titanium alloy, 5.63 into 10 to the power minus 6. Observation of final PD will reveal that weight is directly proportional to the material selection factor. Thus, if we want to reduce the weight, we have to choose minimum value of material selection parameter, which is 5.63 into 10 raised to minus 6. Thus, we have to select titanium alloy in order to minimize the weight of the bar. The other parameters in the designs are calculated by using original SDE and limit equations. By using these two equations, we can write F by A equal to SYT upon NF. Now by putting all the parameters pertaining to titanium alloy, area can be calculated as 10 mm square, which gives diameter of the bar equal to 3.57 mm. Weight of this titanium bar can be calculated by considering the final PD. We already know sigma upon SYT for titanium alloy is 5.63 into 10 to the power minus 6, which gives weight of the bar as 0.1767 kg. In this way, in order to achieve the objective of bar having lowest weight, we have to choose titanium alloy. Thus we can solve the second case as well by using Johnson's method of optimization. So I hope you have understood Johnson's method of application of Johnson's method of optimization to achieve various objectives of the designer. Another thing that you should note over here is that invariably you will find that whenever cost has to be reduced, when you have to design a very cost sensitive product, then steel is the unbeatable material, and that is the reason it is so much popular in mechanical engineering design. However, when cost is not a constraint but performance is the objective, and you want to minimize the weight of the components in industries such as, or products such as aircraft, racing cars, super sports cars, then titanium alloy is a preferred material. If you have any doubt, any questions, any suggestion, please comment on this video. If you find this video useful, please like it, share it. If you like my channel, please subscribe it. Thank you.